Hi YouTube, FT here, and we're back again. I've been asked if I could provide some more details about the bike, because apparently I skipped over some things. Well, I apologise for that. So I'm starting at the back this time. And as I said, this hub here is a 7-speed geared hub. And it's controlled inside here by this cabling system. That feeds right the way through the bike frame to this grip. Now this grip, as you can see here, it has a 7-speed selector. The idea behind these grips is this is solid and you can rest your palm on there. And to use the brake, you generally just use these two fingers. And this of course operates the disc brake on the front, so you use it quite sparingly. But to select the gear, all you do is use this part of the grip and you can select whatever gear you want to be in through the gearing of this back hub. Now in order to use the power assist you have a key, and the key goes into the ignition here and you just turn it on and absolutely nothing happens of course. So on the front controls here you have an up arrow, down arrow and a mode. If you just push and hold the mode, it powers up the system. And what we're looking at here, if I can get it into focus, this is obviously your energy cells, your batteries, and this one's fully charged. This is the mode you're in, and I'm in an economic mode, and it's powered assisting, and it's unit 1. This tells you the wattage that you're consuming as the motor assists you, and obviously you've got miles per hour here, and this is the odometer in miles, so I've only done 32 miles on this bike. Now as you pedal, so the motor kicks in, and how much it kicks in depends on what settings you have here, and that's controlled by this up and down arrows. So if I press up 1, it goes to, it's still in eco mode, but it goes to PAS 2 and PAS 3. Then it goes to what's called standard mode, which is PAS 4 and PAS 5 and PAS 6, and then you can go into 7, which is power mode, 8, which is power mode, 9, which is power mode, and that's it. So I owe you an apology because I said it's got 7 power assist, it's actually got 9, and that's obviously 3 in each category. 3 in the high power mode, then 3 in the standard mode, and 3 in the economy mode. Now of course the higher your power assist, the more power you're going to draw until you reach 15 miles an hour, and then the motor will cut out automatically. That is a UK British government regulation that electric bikes are not allowed to have power assist beyond 15 miles per hour. It's quite fast on a pedal bike, 15 miles an hour, and of course as soon as you drop down to 14.8 miles an hour, you're pedaling, the electric motor will kick in again if you've got it on high power mode. And that's all there is to it. So it's up and down as though the gears, it's up and down through the gears on here, and the combination of the two gives you relatively easy pedaling. And of course, as I explained earlier, the actual front wheel drive on this bike is this motor here, and if you ever get a puncture, God forbid, you can disconnect these or unbolt these, and the whole front wheel is connected through this connector which unclips so the whole lot can come off with the hub, so you can change your tyre or fix a puncture. These lights, they are little LEDs, but they're powered by this dynamo which I didn't show you, as is this original tail light, and the way you engage it is just basically push down on this lever. I'll change hands to do this. And as you cycle, the dynamo generates electricity which is purely for the lights, and when you don't wish to have it you just lock it back. As you can see, I've got this data tagged. This is another requirement I can't tell you where I've put the data tag, but here's the registration number. This is a sign basically saying this is protected by a little chip, and therefore if it's stolen it can be tracked, and also the insurance people will pay up because I've got it data tagged. A little bit about what's behind here. I had shown you this. This is the battery pack. This is a set of handcuffs, purely there for designer aesthetics, I suppose. Purely there for looks, but the handcuffs do lock the battery pack pouch into its cradle. So on the key, I actually have a handcuff key. There. And that's used to open this up, so you can get the batteries out if you need to. The other key here, got a light on it, is of course for this great big lock. The saddle is fully sprung, both at the front and the back two springs. It's adjustable in pitch and position forward and back, and the stem here has a quick release so the whole stem can come out, but it's also shock. So this is in fact is a shock absorber, and this is on a hydraulic piston, and you can release this and take the whole lot out. Obviously you would do that if you're parking up somewhere and you don't want people to nick your saddle, but the idea is of course it's quick adjust, so you can raise the height and lower the height, and of course when I'm sitting on it it almost flattens out. The front piece here, these rings are removable, so what you can do, you can actually disconnect the handlebars, take the rings out, and the shaft can be lowered or raised and rings added or taken away accordingly. Obviously it's adjustable with left and right, and it's also adjustable from the front here, these for the actual pitch of the handlebars. The same as this is a bit loose at the moment, so you can see I can pitch it down or pitch it up. Once it's in place it tends to stay there, and I think that's how I like it. So it doesn't vibrate down. The cables I suppose must be holding it in. These brake cables and the electronic cables that go into the frame and down to the back are braided. They've got this, it's a black, but it's like a metallic braiding on it. And it can look a bit weird because it sort of sticks out a bit here, but to be honest, when you're cycling it and you're using it you just don't notice, but it can look a little bit strange. So a quick look at this side. As I said, this is the electronic speed control, up down. Mode basically just switches it on, and also you can select different options to be displayed, like kilometers instead of miles per hour. You can select overall odometer miles or trip miles, that sort of thing. But as I said, these are really nice. They are leather and they're fixed in place, and you can just rest this part of your hand on there while you're cycling. It fits very nicely, and you've got easy reach. This is all adjustable, I might add. Got adjustable Allen key head bolts on them, and you can adjust them and swivel these to any position you want. And I happen to set this one up how I like it. So I'm here, I can twist this, and I can just use these two fingers on the front brake. And of course I can hit the bell with my thumb. This is a little bit of a problem, this bar across here, because the gap in here isn't big enough for anything. So this is why this torch light is hanging upside down instead of up the right way. So the switch is underneath, no big deal, but there you are. But I do want to attach a horn, so I could attach it on here, I suppose, one of those big bobble horns where you just squeeze it and it gives a toot. And as you can see, this is quite thick, and it is basically just for show. On the newer models, this isn't curved, it's straight, and it has another bar going across, and the gap in between is actually filled in with the electrics. The tyres, as I said before, they were quite thick, but they're actually 24s by 3s, 3.0s. They can inflate to 40 psi, if you've got 257 kPa or 2.75 bar. I haven't done it yet, but this weekend I'm putting some slime in them. So if you get a puncture, it self-repairs. So if you've got any questions, please do ask. I'll do my best to answer them. And I will be following this video up later with a video of my wife's electric bike, because it is completely different. Oh, and one quick thing before I put it away. These are aftermarket aluminium valve covers, and they cover a Schrader valve, as are both these tyres. In fact, both our electric bikes are. So you can see the type there, just like a car. So thanks for watching, stay safe, and I'll see you all on the next video. Cheers. Sneak peeks of things to come. This is my wife's electric bike, e-bike. It's basically what I call the Dutch style. A few things to immediately point out: this is rear-wheel drive. This is the battery. Electronics are down low. Obviously no crossbar. Much thinner tyres. Needs fixing, keeps dropping down. Aftermarket basket. And I'll go through that in a bit of detail in the next video.